Hey, the numbers are in for the November market recap in the Reno Sparks housing market. And to be frank with you, they are jarring. And I'm not just being dramatic, though I have been known to be a bit of a drama queen. That said, I'm going to dive into all these numbers. And of course, if you stick around until the end, I'm going to tell you exactly what this means for both buyers and sellers and my best advice if you are considering buying or selling or both in our market today. Also, this is something I don't always do, but today at the end of this video, I am going to give you some predictions because I do believe we are seeing lagging metrics here, and I'm going to dive right in and let you know exactly what I mean about that. Without further ado, here are the numbers for you. The median sales price came in at $585,000. This is ever so slightly lower month over month from the closeout of October. Only 2.5% difference in price tag, so there's not much to talk about there. Typically, we always see the market kind of flatten at this time of year, obviously, with the Thanksgiving holiday being in the month of November. That kind of halts a lot of market activity, and these numbers are indicative of that, so I'm just going to keep on rolling. Number of closed sales took a huge plunge by 15.4%, coming in at only 215 closed sales. But like I said, this is not uncommon for the holiday months. Also, there were a lot of factors at play. Of course, the interest rates were high at the beginning of the month. That said, the last week or so of the month of November, we saw rates start to come down slowly, but we want the rates to come down slowly, right? If they drop drastically like they did during the pandemic, that's when you start to see a rush of buyers hitting the market, which creates competition, which ultimately drives up prices. So it is important to relish in the fact that they are coming down, but we also want that to be a gradual, steady decline just to keep the market from going completely bananas. Median days to contract significantly increased month over month from the closeout of October to the closeout of November, coming in at a solid 31 days to contract. If you weren't aware, this is telling you on average how long a property is going to sit on the market before it gets an accepted offer and goes into contract. So 31 days, in all honesty, is still pretty good. If you were aiming to sell your home and it only took a month, that's really not that bad. However, that is a 14.8% increase from the closeout of October. So that is significant. Again, with the holiday being a big part of that month, kids are out of school. A lot of people who are interested in buying or selling kind of put everything on hold for that 1 week of the month. Percent of list price received held pretty strong at 98%. This is only a 0.5% decrease month over month. So really, again, nothing notable or drastic is happening when it comes to price tags. Things are just taking longer. And for the month of November, it looks like in arrears, listings were sitting on the market longer. But let's keep looking at the numbers and see what else we can talk about. Median sold price per square foot. Again, price tag metrics not changing a whole lot, only down by 2.6%, coming in at $315 per square foot. That is the median. Of course, if you're looking in certain neighborhoods, that number is going to be pretty drastically different. For example, Midtown or like South Reno, Damani Ranch, or Arrow Creek, any of the luxury level neighborhoods, you're going to see a higher price per square foot, probably closer to the 400s or up. And if you're looking in transitional neighborhoods or up and coming neighborhoods, that number will be slightly lower. Number of new listings took a drastic, and when I said jarring, this was the number I was talking about, but big plunge. This number dropped by nearly 24%. That is a big jump. Number of new listings was down to 181. That's really a small number for our market and the size of our greater metropolitan area that Reno has become. But that said, I think a lot of sellers are waiting for the rates to come down too, so that they have more opportunities to attract buyers. As rates are high, it does price out a lot of buyers, and that makes it just as challenging in some ways for sellers. So there's that at hand. And then there's also the holiday that we just got through. Active inventory, another one that took a nosedive, down by 16.2%, landing at 482 listings. Again, not a lot of inventory. Inventory has been a challenge in our market for literally years and years on end, and that is not changing. But I do have predictions about that, so make sure you keep watching because that's coming. Our last metric is month supply of inventory, landing at 2.3 months. This is only down by 0.5%, so not a huge jump month over month, but it is significant to note that it did also come down. Let's get into my advice for buyers and sellers and my predictions for what's going to come. If you are a buyer or you are thinking about becoming a buyer, you need to understand that this is the calm before the storm. And what I mean by that is that rates are on their way down. We're hoping that they continue to come down as we move back towards a healthier economy and inflation is kind of gotten under control. And hopefully, as that happens, the mortgage interest rates are going to be reflecting that and sort of be steadily on their way down. This is overall a good thing. It's going to enable a lot more buyers to be able to afford to purchase homes. I mean, that's pretty much all we're talking about. Basically, when the mortgage interest rates are high, your monthly payment becomes high, and a lot of people therefore can't play ball. Competition creates higher price tags, right? So right now, if you were to jump in, you're not competing against a whole lot of buyers because of the interest rates. That said, when they come down, there's going to be a lot of other buyers. That's when you start seeing lines out the door at showings, multiple offer scenarios, and people just getting outbid left and right and having to write 15 offers before getting into contract. I would say if you are thinking about buying and you're trying to time it with interest rates, maybe don't do that because all in all, you're going to end up paying for it one way or another, right? Either in mortgage interest or in a higher price tag. One of those two things is something that can never be changed, right? Whatever you buy your house for, you can never go back and change that. Mortgage interest rates at some point will come down. At some point, you may be able to refinance. I'm not going to say that you absolutely can. It depends on your situation. But that is a variable that can change over the life of your loan. Even this slight decrease in mortgage interest rates is welcoming and enabling more buyers to come back into the market. This is the calm before the storm. If you don't like to compete or be in like a very chaotic scenario in the market, this may be the ideal time for you to buy, and it's not going to last very long. I'm not trying to pressure you at all. If it's not the right time, then it's just not, and that's okay. If you are selling or thinking about selling, obviously these numbers from the recap of November are kind of a bummer for you, to say the least. However, your time might be coming where it's going to be, once again, multiple offers, a lot more traffic, a lot shorter days on market. So I'm not necessarily telling you to hold off and wait, but I am letting you know that if your situation is one wherein you're concerned about having a place to live or you don't have your next steps planned, maybe your best strategy would be to figure out what those next steps are and then reverse engineer so that by the time you are ready to do all the pre-listing and the listing checklist items, the market has kind of provided a better opportunity for you to sell. As soon as these rates come down further, which they're already on their way, we are going to see this market pick up like wildfire, and it's going to be intense. I feel like this past weekend was indicative of what is to come, and that was just borderline crazy. And I predict right after the new year, this market is going to go absolutely bananas. These are just my predictions. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I do respond to every single one of my comments. I was also going to let you guys know that you can follow me on Instagram at Sarah_is_selling. I put out different kinds of content there, and that might be useful to you as well. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. I put out new videos every single week about the Northern Nevada market, the Reno Sparks lifestyle, and of course, all things related to buying and selling real estate. It really helps me out to know what kind of content you guys are enjoying so that I can create more of it. All right, I will see you guys in next week's video. Thanks for watching.